What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you guys how to properly use the PBR texture in Blender. For this tutorial I'm using a plane, so we don't need this default cube, so press X to delete that. Now we need a plane, press Shift A, come to mesh, then choose a plane. Okay, we can scale it by pressing S and resize it like so. Okay, now to add a texture we need to go to the shading, so click here to the shading. Alright, now to add a shader just click on new. Now this is the default shader that Blender added for us, which is the principal BSDF shader. Okay, now to add a texture to this, let me show you the texture I'm using. Okay, I'm using this rock texture and I'm using these 4 maps. Okay, now just click on the texture, then drag it into Blender like so. Okay, now plug it, the color input of this texture, into the base color input of this principal BSDF shader. Alright, now guys, as you can see that this is a rocky texture and this is on a flat surface which is appearing as a flat texture right here. Okay, and to make this bump a little bit we need to add a normal map, and to do so go to the texture again. This is a normal texture, just click here and drag it into Blender like so. Alright, we need to break the base color input of this normal map into the normal of the principal BFDF. Okay guys, and whenever you are using a map which is not the base color like the diffuse here, you need to change the color space from sRGB to non-color data. Okay, now I need a map which is the normal map node. Press Shift A, go to vector, then choose normal map, plug it here. Now we can increase the strength of the normal map. Okay, you see that after I increase the strength, this bump a little bit, and as you can see it's still on a flat surface, and we don't need that. We need a real bump here. Let me drop this down. Okay guys, and to really get a bump here we need a displacement. Okay, and this is the color, which is the material output. As you can see that we have surface, volume and displacement. Okay, when you go back to our texture, we have a displace map here. Just click on it and drag it into your workspace. Now we need to connect this, and like I said earlier, when you are using a map which is not the base color, you have to change it from sRGB to non-color data. Remember that. Now we need to plug the color input into the displacement output here. Now we are not getting any displacement, it's like it's not working. Okay, now we need to come to cycles because we are using EV right now and we need cycles. Just click here to the render settings, change it from EV to cycles. Okay, now we are in cycles and we still have this flat surface. Okay, now we need a displace node. Just press Shift A, go to vector, then select a displacement, plug that in. Just disconnect this from the normal to the height like so. Alright, and then we still have this flat surface. Okay, now we will get the proper displacement now. Okay, now go to the cycles, click on this support, set features to experimental. That's number 1. Number 2, go to the texture here, come down, click on the settings like so, change the displacement to bump only, so displacement and bump. Alright, and you can see a little bit of changes here, but we still have this flat surface. Now to fix this, go to the modifier here, click on add modifier, then select a subdivision surface. Okay, change the level to 2, then click on adaptive like so, then choose a simple. Now this is the magic. Just go to render and you will see a real bumpy rocky texture appearing here, and this is exactly what we want. This is really working fine. Okay, now we can increase how bumpy we want our rock to be. Yeah, you can set the scale down. As you can see, it's coming down. All right, and you can increase that a lot. It depends on how you want it. Okay, now we can plug in our roughness, because this look a lot of shiny and we have a roughness here. That's why we get a roughness map here also. Just click on it and drag it to our base color like we did to the others. Okay, now we also need to change this color space from sRGB to non-color data. Don't forget that. Plug the base color input into the roughness and we got the roughness. Now we can tweak the roughness by adding a color ramp node. Now press Shift A, come to converter, then choose color ramp, drop it here. Now we can increase how shiny we want. As you can see, some part of this rock are much shinier than the other, and drag it from this white to the black to get our rough movement we want here in the texture. Okay, now you get the basic of how to use a PBR texture in Blender. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video.